So, if you're new to the channel or you're not aware, I now have a Runeterra Dex page up on my website, which, unlike things like Mobalytics or Swim's page, my site's not intended to be like an all-encompassing meta tier list, but it's intended to host a variety of decks that I find fun and competitive. They're a little bit off meta. This is one of my favorite aggressive decks that is up there. What's up?
Are you going to use deck card?
We're going to use all these cards over here are the ones in our deck. Diana and Vi, I think, are two fantastic champions that allow you to be kind of an aggressively slanted mid-range deck. I love that these champions both apply pressure, where either by being cheap, like Diana, only costing 2, or gaining lots of attack with Vi, but because they both have Challenger, they also both play very well at controlling the board when we need to be interactive. Both of these champions also work very well with Mentor of the Stones, granting its supported ally +2/+2 permanently, so Grant is a permanent buff. The gems that Mentor of the Stones create is also stellar at keeping Vi alive because of her tough mechanic. Zenith Blade is also phenomenal, especially with Vi. Vi can get herself up to 10 power, and then Zenith Blade can give her Overwhelm, so that way she can not only kill the thing she's hitting, but also punch over the top of their life total for a ton. The rest of the deck is kind of an aggressively slanted Nightfall deck. So in addition to Diana, we've got Lenari Shadestalker, which is another card that pairs very excellent with our various gems, as well as Mentor of the Stone pumping things up. We've got some Crescent Guardian, which is good at pushing through damage. And then we've got some Pale Cascade, which I think is easily one of the best combat tricks in the game currently. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this and see how it goes today. Felt good the last couple of times we played it. Interested to see if it continues to feel good. What's up? Opponent is playing Mono Fiora. If I had to venture a guess, this is probably not going to be a good matchup for us. Fiora tends to be very good at picking off tiny units, and we have a ton of tiny units in our deck. I think I'm going to mulligan everything here except the Get Excited, looking for some cheaper units to curve out with. Get Excited can potentially snipe their Fiora, though, so I think that's worth keeping. Okay, Jacob. Well, Zonite Urchin's a good draw, especially with Jury Rig here, so we'll start on these. Maybe have decent open attacks next turn. Let's just get Vi going here in our opener, which is great. Just don't play any minions and gem removal. That's not necessarily a winning strategy. So, I think we just go ahead and open on attacks for 3 here. Probably going to end up banking spell mana this turn. Don't really want to play this out as a naked 2/3. Then you get your own chair. Opponent just passed for the turn. Let's play Gift Giver and see what they do. They gave us the frowny face, so I assume that's them trying to bait us. I think we're playing these out regardless. Vi getting lots of points is nice. Wow, they just don't have anything. That's great.
They don't have bank, of course. They don't even have anything.
That's a decent draw alongside Vi. So they didn't have the Fiora last turn. They're Freljord, so Avalanche could potentially be a concern, but I kind of think I'm into Gem plus Crescent Guardian here before we attack. What's up, dude?
But they don't have cards because they can't impact with any.
Okay, so there's an Entreat, so they're going to get to deploy a Fiora here. So now the question is, do I want to offer them up a freebie into their Fiora here? I think I'm okay with that, because if they eat one of my cheap units, like they eat this here, they're going to take, or like eat the 2/1, they're going to take 8, 9, 10, which I think I'm okay with, putting them to 7. And then hopefully Vi can kill them next turn. If my opponent has a lot of like single combat style effects, we could potentially get into trouble. They're also in Freljord, so we could see things like Frostbite. Like if they had a Brittle Steel here, they could gain 5. So remember, Fiora, for people that are new to the game or not familiar, she levels up when she's killed 2 enemies, and then her leveled mode wins the game outright when she's killed 4 enemies. So we're going up to 7 total mana. Yeah, that seems fine. I think if they pass priority here, I just let these trade. So that's elixirs. These are currently trading. Chain Vest gives it tough. So I think I get excited here, so that way these trade. So tough means it takes 1 less damage from each damage source, so she's currently taking 2 and 2, and that'll kill her. We are doing okay. They are at 7, and we are at 20. But this card's scary, and it just gets to ignore our life total.
So he does have health, right?
Yeah, but this card skips our health. She's really good. Alright, we're gonna go for another Get Excited here and hope this works out, I think. So, again, their deck is like Fiora and a bunch of cards to protect Fiora, so they could very easily have, you know, a Frostbite or another plus toughness here. Probably better to go face. Now, I think I'm more likely to win if I kill their champion here, Illustrate. I think there's a very good chance my opponent could have things like Consecrated Strike and Single Combat and win the game outright.
There's a bear?
That's actually a really interesting thought. So, I think because I have 2 Get Exciteds here, I'm supposed to try and kill their Fiora. Maybe that's wrong. It might honestly have been right. It might honestly have been right to just try and to just kill my own thing. Because if I killed my own thing, their Fiora wouldn't have. So now this levels.
Too easy.
What was that? She leveled up because she cut her way through our guy. Yep, when she cuts her way through 2 guys, she levels up. So if they have 2 copies of Single Combat here, we could just be dead. And this is kind of what their deck does. Yeah, I think the suggestion in chat from Cats that I should have Get Excited my own 3/3 that turn was probably the line. And then I could have had another Get Excited to kill my own thing again later on.
Daddy? Spices food stuff when he just levels up. Do you get stronger when you level up?
She does get stronger, yep. Okay, if they go to 1 in these trade, that's a huge win for us here. Like, this is just the play I have to make, so... Hopefully they're just clicking okay here and this is going away. So, their other Fioras will still be leveled if they play them, but they'll no longer have... They just have double single combat here. Good quality slow roll. I guess I have 2 resources, technically. Yep. 1 and 6 does make 7, you're right. So, worth noting there that even though our opponent had all of the things, I could have played around it, right? So, like, if we would have taken the line to Get Excited and kill my own unit, denying the Fiora the kills, I think we would have easily won there, right? So I could have killed even just,
Daddy.
well, we lost. D stands for defeat, dude. You know what the letter D is, that's in your name. Alright, so opponent is on Twisted Swain, which is a mid-range control deck, depending on exactly how it's built. I think we're definitely mulliganing Get Excited. I think we're definitely keeping Vi, want her in the opener so she can start working towards her 10 attack. Gift Giver is excellent to trigger her a couple of times. Pale Cascade's a great combat trick, the cantrips. Is there a general way to level the different regions? You mean like as far as collecting cards goes? Just playing games? I'm not the person to ask about optimizing free-to-play stuff. Someone in chat might be able to help you out. Oh, the ordering. Yeah, that's good advice. You want to get all of them to 8 to start. It's definitely something that I've had others tell me. What's up, dude?
Get them?
What do you mean? Oh, the 3 in the middle? Yeah, it's called Invoke. It lets you pick a powerful card to get. Alright, so this means that they have a Make It Rain almost assuredly, right? So I really don't want to attack into that. So we'll attack with this hook here, and this will force the Make It Rain out of their hand. Yep. I think I'm just playing Diana out here. So remember, you can only carry 3 mana over round to round. So if I don't spend at least one of my mana, I'm going to burn it off. So I think I'm fine to play Diana this turn just to be resource efficient. This is a decent pickup when paired with Zenith Blade especially. So Zenith Blade grant, so it's going to permanently grant a modifier here. Interesting that they didn't try and gold card. They didn't try and gold card Diana there. So Zenith Blade has a mechanic called Daybreak, which means if it's the first card I play in a turn, I get to draw another one out of my deck. So this is going to go ahead and make this a 3/4 and then draw me another Zenith Blade. What's up, dude? This is my other monitor.
The middle finger, like the
Do I want to block here? If I block here and they make it rain, I think I'm okay with that. So I'll just Pale Cascade to pump this up. And I have Guiding Touch to heal her after the fact. What's up, dude?
have. There's someone except like the showing thing until they.
Ravens flock. Yeah, okay. Striker was on the nose. That's a good point. Yeah, so I should have, the play around this was, if I would have gemmed this when I gained priority, we could have Guiding Touch to play her on this because it can only damage or kill damaged units. And if I would have gemmed this, she would have had 2 health, and this would have healed her to full. So I can't save her now. It's a really good catch. Hey, Cruel, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Really feel like Runeterra rewards being familiar with what your opponent is doing more than a lot of other card games do on average. Being familiar with the ins and outs and answers people are playing will give you a lot of advantages. What's up, dude? This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh, buddy. There is no defense mode or attack mode. We take turns attacking, so like I have a sword, so it's my turn to attack.
Bottom one where you can't attack and the top one where you can attack.
So when your guys are waiting to attack or block, they go down here, and when your units are ready to attack or block, they go up here. Wonderful to see them open on attacks this turn, speaking of. That is a Swain. Quick attack only applies to when you're attacking, so I think we just give her to start here. There's a chance, depending on how they attack, that we could, I think I'm just giving this +1/+1 here. I have Nightfall triggered, and this will make it so she gets to block as a 3-power unit this turn, which is pretty good. They have the kegs, this does 2, so Vi will take 1 here, but that's not too big of a deal. Swain's gonna level up, but like also not that big of a deal. The level ups are pretty cool, I agree.
There's different level up and every time you...
There's different leveled ups for every unit, yeah. The game is really well done. Anybody who's ever wondered why there's so many level up animations in this game, I want you to just remember Declan's reaction there, just every time. Twisted Fates at 3 of 8, he could be a concern. So I don't currently have the Daybreak bonus from this, but I think it's probably correct to just put this on her now, and then we'll attack and kill Twisted Fate next turn. What's up? Why is Morrowind in the title? Because we're going to play Morrowind after this. We're going to play Runeterra for another hour or so, and then we're going to continue Morrowind playthrough I started recently. This is one of my favorite games. So Swain, every time you deal non-combat damage to the enemy nexus, he stuns the strongest back row enemy. So, hold on, buddy. So that means I want to start the turn by attacking, so that way they can't hit me and then do this. I mean, we're not just a retro RPG stream. We played... we started a Horizon Zero Dawn playthrough this morning, too. Just doing a variety of different RPGs. I think we're gemming here, because it's quite outrageous to start. And then we'll go ahead and move to attacks.
Oh, it's this game. It's a card game.
Yeah, I play card games the most, you're right. This deck might actually get a boost with the patch after the one tomorrow. Mentor and Gift Giver might have adjustments. She leveled up. I told you all the level ups are sweet, dude.
That just like punching.
Yep. Vi is your kind of character, D. She's all about punching. I feel like I need to make a supercut of all of Declan's reactions to the champion level ups because he's great. Alright, so I think I want to just play out as many units as possible this turn. Huh, you know what? I think I made a mistake. I didn't readjust my game plan when I drew the Get Excited. I think because I drew Get Excited, I should have actually hooked Swain and then just Get Excited the Twisted Fate. Was probably a better line. I think we're gonna wait now. What's up, dude?
Guys, what was behind that guy?
What's behind him? So if you click on the guys, there's a big artwork picture in here, so you can see his picture bigger.
What's behind those cards when you click on that?
Like this?
Now, well, no. Go out of that and click on it again. What's behind it?
Oh, these are her other pictures. Like, this is her one before she levels up. You're very observant, child. Alright, so with Death's Hand here, I think I just go ahead and Pale Cascade here to save her. Because, oh, I haven't triggered Nightfall yet. That's awkward. Do we Guiding Touch Vi and then Pale Cascade here? It lets me draw 2. I think I like that. Because this triggers Nightfall, which lets her live. Yeah, it does. She levels, then she gets +1/+1. Yeah, so she's going to 4 toughness. So this is dealing 3 with the keg. So she's getting +2 toughness here, chat. It was very cool. I agree. Yeah, big brain plays over here, chat. So this is gonna trigger Swain, which means they get to stun this. But I've got Crescent Guardian here to play out. So I've got like both Crescent Guardian and Diana as potential blockers for Swain. Leviathan is fine. Yes, Declan.
That card has that weird soul.
Is this beatable? I feel like this probably isn't beatable, huh? That means she's stunned. She's stunning.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is... I think this is beatable. Oh, the elusive might be lethal with Vault Breaker. That's a good catch. Because these are gonna stun, right? So Swain stuns my strongest back row thing every turn. Every time it gets hit, and we get hit 3 times here. So we do this, and then that's a great draw too. So we get to go ahead and Lenari Shadestalker into Vault Breaker. Yeah, bud.
Well, behind it, because it looks like some of them actually start as like spells.
All in. Oh, support it too. Yeah, good call.
Some of the when you see them on all the levels behind it, but some of them kind of look like they start as like spells.
They do. They do. Yeah. Yeah. Some of them are spells behind it. That's a spell. Beep, beep. Driving in my elusive beep beep. Hope no one wrecks into me. Palms are sweaty. Knees weak. Arms are heavy. There's 12 points of power on this card already. But Swain keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The Leviathan roars so loud. Couldn't remember the name of the boat, chat. I couldn't remember the name of the boat, chat. You see a lot of games with Lenari Shadestalker. This card probably kills people more than any other card in this deck, which is great. This definitely isn't. You put a bunch of gems on this card very frequently too. Nailed it. Look at that. We beat the boat. We beat the boat. See, and that says victory. V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. That's victory. It's a good sight word.
See down once, so I didn't know if we win.
That's true. It's okay. We don't see that word very often on this stream, so I don't blame you for not knowing it.
But can you just read it?
I can read it. Yep. And in fact, the fact that I can read that word gives me an incredible advantage over many other people that play card games. Literacy is a big leg up here. So this hand is actually pretty great, right? Like, we can Shade Stalker on 1, and then we can Zaunite Urchin, ditch the Dusk Petal on 2, and then we can Mentor on 3. It's like pretty good aggressive start. They're playing Trundle Orient Soul, so likely the ramp deck. That's even better. Okay, so with Jury Rig, I think we open on Zaunite, right? So we can attack for 3. But I tried Spacey Sketcher in this deck. I have not. I feel like I would rather have Zaunite Urchin, not only for the extra power, but also because I am looking to find specific cards like Vi as quickly as possible, so being able to cycle through my deck tends to be very relevant. Now, okay, so I talked about playing this on turn 3, but thinking through it more, that's actually not what I want to do here. So they are 1000% an Avalanche deck, so we are definitely just starting the turn attacking for 5 here. Yeah, no problem, Doctor. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, so I think with that in mind, I don't want to play out Mentor because they could open on Avalanche next turn. I think to use my resources for the turn, I'm actually just going to go ahead and Zenith Blade here, because boosting this up to a 3rd point of toughness puts it out of range of the Avalanche, which is great. We get to pick up another Zenith Blade. So adding power and toughness, adding stats to the board here, but not exposing ourselves to Avalanche, which is nice. What's up, my dude? The Zenith Blade? It's okay. I don't know about most powerful, but it's alright. Alright, this guy is kind of scary. Do I want to throw away my 1/1 for 5 points of life? We did not. We assembled a 12 power elusive and we killed them. That was great. I'm gaining this here.
Daddy,
What's up?
do you like this deck?
I do like the deck I'm playing. It's a lot of fun. I think I'm going to Dusk Petal into Diana here, and then we have pretty decent open attacks next turn.
Own light within the darkness. Yours is a light I cherish.
Hey, Daddy.
What's up?
Until the next game, I'll put here.
I think we just open attacks here. If they want to eat this, that means they're taking 8 and putting them to 7, which is pretty decent. It could also potentially be right to just, like, double Pale Cascade here, depending on what they do.
You have a power-up card.
We do. We have a couple of power-up cards. So this is a power-up card, and these are power-up cards.
The one has white on it. Has white in it. Has 0 on it.
Because they played a Troll Chant to make my card have less attack.
But I can get that attack back.
Yep, it'll come back at end of turn. Binding Stones. How do we feel about Zenith Blade on Diana? I kind of don't hate it. It again is going to come back to my hand. We'll bank 2 spell mana, probably play Violence next turn. I think I'm into it. I can also play Vi this turn and then play into Zenith Blade Vi next turn as my opening play. I kind of like that better, I think. Let's do that, actually. I'd rather get the Zenith Blade on her. It could be beneficial to get Zenith Blade on her to play around Icequake and the deal too. But like getting Overwhelm on Vi has a lot of upside. Especially with like this on board and like double Pale Cascade in my hand.
I came to fight. Serve your king.
Okay, there's a Trundle. I think I'm just playing out Mentor Stones here. So I've only triggered Nightfall one time so far. So there's a question here of, do I want to throw away a Mentor of Stones so that way I have gems next turn?
Daddy.
What's up, dude? There's random stickers. So if I get 3 gems next turn, we could have a pretty outrageous turn. We could, like, the gems boost her 6 attack, and then these boost her 2 each, so that's 10. And she has Overwhelm, and she can hook one thing. That's true. Hush is a card that we kind of need to think about here. I think I'm just going to take 4. What's up, dude?
What? Don't have like the theme, like see when you play your next game. Why is this all over here, Daddy?
So they have Trundle in play. Second Get Excited's actually something to get kind of excited about, huh? Do I want to Zenith Blade to start here? The problem with Zenith Blading to start is it means that if they Ice Quake, I get kind of sad because I lose these Dorkos, and I think I want those Dorkos. So I think the play here is just attack like this. I think I offered this up as a free eat because it's probably gonna die to a sweeper anyways.
Why is that one?
Because she has quick attack. She hits first.
So that's why she has this lightning on her?
Yep.
Hers has...
She doesn't have Challenger unless she had her Nightfall trigger for the turn.
You got a problem?
Feels like a Hush turn.
My patience wanes.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have enough mana, Maku. So if I started on Zenith Blade, do I just press OK and let this happen? I feel like I'm supposed to push OK to play around Hush, right? Like I could get greedy and like do this here, but I think I just let this happen. What's up, dude?
You don't know about the Minecraft theme for all the Cub Scouts? Because you need a wall of wool that can make all the doors.
I promise you we'll figure it out later, okay? We just get excited here, you think? Do we? Like, they're like definitely a stargazing deck, right? Like, not close? I think I'm gonna do this to soft pass and see what they do. So, yeah, they haven't played a single star shaping yet. Hashtag sometimes lucky. Sometimes lucky, chat. Sometimes lucky. Things to get excited about.
We win? Did you win?
We did. We had the victory screen and everything.
We.
Victory!
Like dwellers, you can tell if you lose or win it because the winning one's blue and the losing one's red.
I know you're justifying your inability to read to me, but you're gonna learn to read, I promise. You're out of the camera frame, aren't you? Have some deck was adorable. Oh, maybe? Nope.
Maybe because it doesn't work.
What if I put it over here? Catch both of us that way? Look at that. You can see my messy stand in the background. Elise Misfortune, so something aggressive. Pretty sure I'm mulliganing everything but Vi here. Maybe I keep the Lanari Shadestalker. Definitely want to keep Vi so she can get working towards her level ups. These are pretty decent draws. Perfect. We redrew the card we thought we might have wanted to keep.
Okay.
How many times do you have to win to get a burrito in this game? There is no... Runeterra is not online gambling, so... What's up?
It's our time.
I like this guy wants to stick your point.
You like which one?
The guy you have right here.
Oh, the dragon?
Yeah, I think he looks good for this deck.
He's really cool. He's got his little orbs.
I think he looks good for this deck. I think you should keep doing that.
Your kids are hair vampires. They steal your follicles and add to their own. That's actually factually correct. That's how having kids works.
Flowers bring the moonlight with them, invisible.
But Daddy, I have a question. Why do those ones have holes for those ones don't?
Here?
I mean over there. Why do I holes and like bananas? Yeah, like holes that's
Right here?
no, I mean when the mana, yeah, when the mana's gone, it just turns to holes.
Oh, because it's to show you how many you had for the turn. So, speaking of the turn, I think we're just attacking for 2 here. I don't really want to trade my 2-1 for their 1-1 that comes back. This is elusive, so they can't block it. Almost assuredly just banking spell mana this turn. So okay, pick up. Wonder if they'll open on attacks here with this or not. Wow, that's really good. So this has Scout, which means it gets to attack twice in the turn, which means when paired with Misfortune here, they get double Misfortune triggers, which is pretty decent. I'm gonna go ahead and play Mentor of Stones out here, so that way it triggers Nightfall for these. They're probably gonna start on attacks with this.
I must get out of here.
We're really not attacking with the Scouts? Vi is working her way up nicely here, which is great. So, this has Fearsome, which means it can only be blocked by things with 3+ attack. So I'm definitely Pale Cascading this, and then trading it with their 2/4 Scout here. I think I want to Pale Cascade this and eat their Prowling Cutthroat. That'll make this this will have 1 toughness left after, or 2 toughness left after that, because it's going to take 2. I think I'm okay with that.
Daddy,
Yes, Declan.
what spell has the unicorn on it?
It's Guiding Touch. It heals the person that we used it on. Makes them healthy.
But you can only use it on your cards and since it like heals it.
Yep. Alright, so I think I'm just taking this hit here. I don't want to trade this for either of these. There could honestly be some merit to just like cashing in the Mentor of Stones here.
Oh, what was that? That was a fireball.
That was her Misfortune. She's got a gun. She blasts you with her gun.
There's a lot of like her level ups in.
So I could open on attacks with Mentor of Stone. I think I'd rather just play Vi here, and I think I'm actually gonna play the weaker Vi because I think the first one's pretty likely to die. Because I want Vi to challenge Misfortune, so challenging their 3 attack thing means this is likely to die.
You play like the first spy, you honor like first spy, and then you're gonna play like the level up spy.
We have a second Vi too, just in case. Yep. Pretty sure I want to support this as opposed to Vi, because like I said, I'm pretty okay with this one dying because I have the backup. And this support is a grant, so it'll be a permanent +2/+2 here, and a 4/4 loose is going to be a really quick clock.
Why does the spy have a golden one?
Because she's tough. She's got armor.
But hers not that tough.
Well, she's tougher than some other people.
But it's tougher than hers. Hers are tougher than-
So we got 8 cards in hand here, so we'll still be able to draw next turn, which is great. Brawling Sensation. Create some spiders. Okay, so do you have Annalise? I guess I only have 2 spiders total.
No prey.
Oh, wait.
Okay, there's another misfortune. Probably setting up to open on attacks. I think we're still in a pretty okay spot, though.
They're using, I don't know if they're actually using like spider deck, you know.
They are kind of a spider deck. So, this is a burst spell, which means we can play it before blockers. So, Vi blocks a 1 power thing for free. Kind of think I want to do like this, and then we'll do this to make a 1/1, and we'll throw this in front of here. This seems fine.
A 1/1, okay.
We're going to take 3 total in combat here down to 13. And remember, I can heal myself with Guiding Touch, so we're at a virtual higher, which is nice. She's tough, so she takes 1 less damage from each individual source, so neither the spider nor the love tap will kill Vi, which is great.
Love ya.
This dies to the love tap, but it still technically blocked the 3/3, so we don't take damage there, which is great.
But I'm not taking any damage,
She's barely taking any damage at all, you're not wrong.
because it still has 8. Now we're, now we're at 11. Yep, now we're at 12. So now, so background.
She's very large. Large and in charge.
I don't even need more health, because her dynamite isn't any damage.
Well, she did take a couple.
The sea beasts of Fiora.
Yeah, get Taskmaster. He's getting a boost soon.
What?
Is she ready to level? Can we just, like, open on playing her? I guess I could play her next turn off of the Guiding Touch on here, or Guiding Touch on myself. What's our best draw next turn? Probably the Overwhelm spell. Overwhelm spell means Vi probably kills them. Huh. I could get really aggressive here and try and kill them with the elusive, but I also don't know that I necessarily need to do that, right? I think we're going to go ahead and start with Gift Giver into Vi here, or Diana, and see what they do.
Hey, Daddy,
Yes, bud.
after this, are you going to play the other game or what?
Yeah, we're going to play a different game after we play this for a little bit. Usually play for about another hour.
Well, you're not going to play for another 5 hours after that?
He tried to blind me with resplendence.
Although, you're probably going to need to go to bed soon, because it's 8 o'clock, which is technically past your bedtime. As soon as Mom's done with her meeting, it's going to be bedtime for you.
That meat is pretty long.
Her meeting does seem like it's pretty long, you're right. Atrocity is something we might need to worry about out of them. We have 6 mana total here. So if I play Crescent Guardian, I can still Pale Cascade and Gem Burst, but I can no longer Guiding Touch for the turn. And this doesn't really have that good of attacks this turn, right? So I think I'm not doing that. I'm going to go ahead and play my gem on this just to heal it up a little bit more and give it an extra attack. And then we'll go ahead and get in with these. We'll have Diana hook Misfortune here, and then we'll kill their 2/1 to level Vi up, I think. Yeah, bud.
That card had like a red 4 by that 6.
Because she's hurt.
Coming to save the day.
Oh, it's in our level.
I am Central Standard Cornfield time.
Her level with the.
Yep. I love that you noticed all the visual indicators. You're very sharp, child.
Now you don't have 2 of them, guys.
11 a.m. Australia? New Zealand?
Daddy?
Protect and shield me.
When is your next like game over here? Cause why is this over here?
You want to see my calendar? Yeah, I can put my calendar up so you can see. You can see when we change games. Alright, how do we want to block here? This is technically another Diana, right? So, like, throwing this away isn't a big deal.
Bring it. Must we
Daddy?
fight?
Is it Rex time? It could be Rex time, that's true. This is me taking 4. I think I'm okay with that.
Phase away.
Yes, Declan.
Wait, but those ones are not. Why is those ones on the top blank?
Where?
Like up here? Why is this one blank?
Oh, you can ask me questions about my calendar later, bud. Cornfield time, a shuck past year. This is actually another Vi as well, right? And she leveled, so this is leveled also. I think I'm gonna start by guiding, touching here, and see what we draw. And then I think at this point, I just like play another unit out, going kind of wide if we're expecting a Rex. Not a Rex. What's their best play? They could have the Plunder Rally card here. That's probably a card that could be in their range to play. It's a 5-mana Bilgewater card. Alright, no Plunder Rally probably means they're dead, right?
Wait, is that a sticker or something? Wait, what? Oh, I can...
Oh, is that one 6 mana? You're right, that one doesn't see a ton of play. We did win, yep. Our deck's pretty reasonable. We've been winning a lot tonight. Citrus, Orange Man is a 6. Got it. It's been a hot second since I've seen him. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this 75 that we're playing. Feels really trim and clean.
Dad, you're pretty strong.
Did I update the version on my website to be this version with jury rigs? I think I did. Let's check. Past Jeff. Did you do it? I did. Good job, Past Jeff. Good on you.
What's past Jeff? Is this the West Gamer Point?
What's Past Jeff? Past Jeff is someone who's very rude and makes things very difficult for your father on occasion. Alright, so Lux Leona, mid-range control deck, definitely want to keep. Lanari Shadestalker, I think we're mulliganing all of these, looking for one of our turn 2 Nightfall enablers. I guess we're not attacking on even, so I actually don't really need a Nightfall on 2, so I guess we just Gift Giver on 1. One of the reasons why Jury Rig's great in this deck is not only is it decent with Get Excited, and our Urchin. On turn 2, if you bank your turn 1 spell mana, you can use this to enable Nightfall, which is great. Maybe I should have gemmed this here, so I could trade for their 2/2. This deck makes very big Shadestalkers, Meister. Good games. Good luck with the rest of your laddering today.
Daddy, you get very long time.
This is a good pull. Good to do this. And I think I want to prioritize, generally speaking, when you're playing this deck, you want to do role assessments. And I think at the current state or the board's in, like, I know their deck is mid-rangey, but I think we definitely need to do a little bit of board control here. So Diana killing some other things is probably where we want to be in life. And then I need to decide, do I want to gem Gift Giver here so she can attack in, or do I want to hold this for Lanari Shadestalker? I think I want to gem this and get in.
I cannot turn back. Face your heretic. Believe or burn. Back, heretic.
Yeah, I like Diana a lot too. I think she's easily my favorite champion in the game right now. Now this is a little bit of the downside here. So we've seen the jury rigs be very good in a lot of other situations that we've played so far, but you know, here we've got a lot of low quality cards in our hand. So Pale Cascade's actually a really good pickup. It's a card that can add to our board presence, but also draws a card, which is nice.
May all those who journey find what they seek.
Unseen, unheard, the new moon conceals you from our foes.
Trust your heart.
Morning, Psycho.
Must we fight? Our light grows brighter.
I'm gonna do this. Trading off on the board seems pretty good. They're pretty unlikely to play Ranger's Resolve in a Lux Leona deck. So pretty sure I just want to open attacks this turn. Well, I guess I have Lanari Shadestalker here. So do I run the risk of running into Leona? I think so. I think that's probably worthwhile. How do we feel about Zenith blading the Diana? Because then this is going to level her. I think I'm into that. Yeah, I think I mentioned it during our game, actually, Earlmeister. I think the Shadestalkers just kill more people than any of the champions in this deck. Like, Diana and Vi are good, but they control the board more than anything, and these definitely do most of the killing. What's up, dude?
Find your path in the dark and follow
Not quite yet, bud. So she unfortunately does not give herself extra attack and challenger the turn you flip her up. So unfortunately cannot eat the Day Spear here, but I can at least get in for 4. We're definitely a little bit behind at this point because it's like turn 5 here and my opponent's just going to 16. Not out of it, but definitely that's a great draw. And again, things like Mentor of the Stones, these Zenith Blades really let these elusives get really scary really quickly. Do I start on Zenith Blade here? And do we just make Diana bigger? So they're obviously going to hook something with the Challenger. I think I'm just Zenith Blading to start, and then we'll do this, and then we'll open on attacks with a pretty big one of these next turn. Hey, Shaman Exile, thank you for the very generous 25 months. I appreciate you sending your Prime back this way again and keep being played here. Wow, that's brutal. Okay, so with that happening, the line is definitely get excited, right? Single combat's one I probably should have played around. It's definitely one that should have been on my radar. Think I'm blocking with this to gain 5. They're not really getting an attacks at this point. Diana can hook It's Always Sunny in Runeterra next turn, which is this turn, which is great. Assuming they don't have, Lady Sunlight. Okay. It's actually like really good for us, right?
The mountain knows me. I am the traveler.
Celestial power.
face your heretic.
They're gonna take 6 here, down to 10. They'll get to eat this, but eating this means I get to heal the Lunari Shadestalker, which is decent for us. So pretty sure I'm doing at least one of these here, so that way they can't kill this with single combat. With the 3/4. We'll hold on to these for now as Nightfall enablers. Bastion is nice. Bastion is also super dirty with these. We're opening on attacks. That's fine. We take 4, right? Think we go ahead and Zenith Blade. I have Bastion to protect. I don't think I want to go all in on one of them still. And then with these truly outrageous gems, these are lethal next turn. Need to dodge. They did invoke, so like they could have an elusive to invoke with. If they have that, we're gonna want to draw anything with Nightfall next turn to enable Diana. Pale Cascade would be the best draw. The champions really work nicely with things like this because oh, you know what? I should have gemmed this to get it out of range of the deal 4. Remembrance, sure. Was Zenith on Diana a consideration there for overwhelm? No, I don't think so, because I don't have a way to give her Challenger in hand. So I think I'm definitely much better off just trying to put lethal on these two with the Bastion. That's true. If they have Hush, I really don't have counterplay here, right? Which is unfortunate. Remembrance is 50-50 for a Challenger unit. It's 40% for a Challenger unit. It can generate 5 different things, and 2 of them have Challenger. So, one thing that's actually kind of worth... No, that doesn't matter. I was going to say we could proactively Bastion one of these, but that doesn't work because Hush makes copies of itself. Leona. I had Hush on the brain. We're gonna get Leona. That means I no longer have lethal this turn. Oh, I could have spell shielded, right? That's a skill. What happens if I spell shield that? Does spell shield stop it? She technically, is this targeting? It's a skill, but it's not targeting. But Bastion stops that? That's good to know. Bastion does stop Leona. It's a good one for the back pocket. Something learned. I think we just open on attacking for 5. No, I think I actually want to get extra damages in here. I'm going to save 1 gem to enable Nightfall, but I'm going to get in a 6-point here just in case, because they're Targans. They have a lot of healing in their colors. This Challenger is going to eat one of my things next turn, though, which is sad. Hey, you should go tell mommy you're tired, bud.
Justice will be served.
That's not great for the home team. I suppose if they don't have Hush, I could still kill them through them gaining 5, though. Oh, no! That's a reason to burn the last gem. Yeah, our play's been super sloppy this game. This is a huge reason to burn the last gem, huh? If we burn the last gem, we put them to 3, and the difference between 3 and 4 is I get excited being lethal. Little things, chat. There's so many little things. Yeah, I threw this one away. Set's been really good. We did lose. Yep, Daddy made a bunch of mistakes and he lost. That's life sometimes. Sometimes you mess up and you lose. It's okay. You can't win them all. If you play better, you will win more of them, though. Yeah, maybe Earlmeister. So it's hard to know, like, if the deck wins that game if I play better, because, like, if I make different plays, my opponent's plays could subsequently be different. So we would have had a better shot as opposed to certain defeat, but I don't think we necessarily guaranteed win with different play there. We are on the draw. I think I'm going to mulligan Zenith Blade and Crescent Guardian. Jury Rig here gets to enable Lenari Shadestalker on too, which is nice since we're attacking on evens. I gotta remember attacking on evens, not on the draw. On the draw is Magic Lingo. So we'll bank our spell mana on 1 here. Jury Rig, Lenari Shadestalker with Elusive on 2, which is great. Yeah, I made some mistakes and died. Was very close. Probably could have potentially gotten there with tighter play. Has this list played Rummage in the past? So Rummage doesn't strictly help you run out of gas. I also think, like, making changes to my deck after watching, like, that last game is kind of silly. Like, I think on average, you don't really need an effect like Rummage. Like, there's a reason why I'm not playing 3 copies of Zonite Urchin, because I think that effect is not something you really want a ton of in this archetype. And like last game wasn't an issue of running out of gas so much as me not playing well with the cards that I had. If I had used the resources I had better, I wouldn't have needed more of them. Hey, Mom said it's bedtime, bud. Which is good because you're falling asleep here in my lap. Love you. Catch you in the morning. For those that are new to the channel, that's Declan. He's my middle child. He's 5. Also have Jacob, who is 6, and Haley, who is 3 months old. They're great kids. I think we're just banking mana this turn. I think we're probably, like, blocking this here. If I'm playing Teemo Jinx is an interesting mix. And then I think, like, we're going to bank some spell mana. And next turn, we're going to go Zenith Blade into Crescent Guardian. Although now, I probably want to play Zenith Blade now. So that way we can block this, which is nice. He's not super into card games, so I do some variety stuff. Like, we're going to end tonight's stream playing some Morrowind. So he's more into the variety game segments. That's to be expected, I think. Idiots! I think, ooh, well, I was about to say, I think we jury rig into Crescent Guardian, but with Mentor of the Stones, does that change it? I guess Crescent Guardian's better at playing defense next turn. Yeah, I'm gonna wait a turn on Mentor. I'm gonna stick to my original plan and jury rig into Guardian here. Hey, Sly Blue. Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without the support of folks like you. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't think I want to trade. I have to kind of make a decision this turn. Like, how well are we racing? So, like, if I attack with this, they block. They're going to take 3, 6 down to 12. And then on the backswing, they can't really attack this into this. This blocks here. I'm taking 4. I think we're doing okay in that race. So I think I'm okay with this trade. Especially with, like, the Get Excited to help me catch back up. Or, like, clap them for the last couple. Yeah, opponent's definitely playing a bit of a brood. They could just be playing a bunch of 1-drops. That way they can get their hand empty consistently for Jinx. It's hard to know exactly what they're doing without seeing a list. It's a little awkward that we drew another 3 here because I would really love it if I could... play 2 cards this turn, but we just cannot, unfortunately. Now, there is some downside to going to 3 toughness on this. Going to 3 means she dies to my opponents Get Excited, which isn't something I'm too excited about. Okay, so I think for this turn, we just go Mentor into Crescent Guardian. And then Get Excited, can hopefully kill them next turn. I suppose I can play this out, and it's technically free, right? Excited for the Landy Open this weekend. Can't wait to participate in a well-run event. Awesome, Lanixer. Excited to have you. Yeah, I'm definitely ready for Magic Standard format to rotate. Excited to run another tournament. I don't know if you saw my post on Twitter today and in the subs Discord, but Cool Stuff Inc. actually reached out and told me they wanted to up the prize support for the event. So we're going to pay out a little bit more than was originally advertised for the same entry fee, which is awesome. I appreciate their support. Put this back in the middle now, huh? So I think our plan here is attack with these. This will be 12 total on these 2, so very good chance to Get Excited is lethal next turn. My opponent's regions do not have healing. So they can put 3 toughness in front of here, and they can block both of these. Oh, they get to block this. I forgot about that. This is Overwhelm, though, from the Zenith Blade, which is great. They're going to 4, which means they're not dead to Get Excited, which is scary. Really, really wanted them to be dead to Get Excited. Maybe I should have... I think I messed up. Maybe I should have attacked with this. It would have forced another trade. I guess it probably doesn't matter if they're just trading. Whenever we end up in a spot like this where I'm like 1 point off of lethal, I'm always like racking my brain. Like, do we miss a point at some point? Hopefully we get another combat step.
Caesar pair and the wind's pulling. We sail.
Aye, boss.
I heal that for now. Am I dead to opens here? Probably not with the get excited.
Freedom to the drink.
You cannot hold us down. Fear not death.
I think I'm supposed to get excited this, so that way I don't die to get excited off the top here. Because, like, if this is get excited or this is get excited, they kill me when I attack next turn. So I think the heads up play is kill this so I don't die to their get excited. I want to stay at 4 here. And then, if I'm electing to play around get excited, do I want to gem this? Probably not necessary, because I have this one still too.
Mother Moon veils.
Just do this and see what they do. Is there any reason to gem this? I don't think so. Make it rain. Yeah, good call. Let's just do it for good measure.
Forgive me.
I don't think there's a reason not to either, though, right? This deck, the Diana Vi deck, is exactly the style of deck I love playing. It has aggressive lines with the elusive threats, but then it also has a lot of play to it with the challenger units, giving you a lot of decision points. Trundle, Tryndamere, so Ramp Shell, definitely mulliganing Guiding Touch against Ramp/Control. I think there's some incentive to mulligan Gift Giver here as well. I really want an Enabler for this on turn 2. Honestly, I think I full mulligan looking for the Enabler here. Gift Giver does not enable an RE Shadestalker with Elusive on 2, which is awkward. Well, Shades shall be stalked, chat. Shades shall be stalked. I think redundant Shadestalkers is better than... I think redundant Shadestalkers is actually better here than, what's it called? And they get excited. Get excited is not particularly good against the control deck until you're like ready to clap them for the last 3. Is LOR going to have tournaments with cash prizes similar to MTG Opens? I have no idea. I believe there's community run events. I don't know if they do cash prizes. Most of Magic's cash prize tournaments are community run things at this point, so I don't see why Runeterra couldn't do the same. I know the website MTG Melee that hosts most of their community tournaments eventually plans to support Hearthstone and Runeterra and other digital card games, so... I think we just open attacks here because it comes in for 5. Although that's really appealing. I think I just jury rig now. I jury rig into Shadestalker. Because if they avalanche me, I get a bunch of gems and I get to play this. And I think that's okay. Well, they own the domain name melee.gg, Demente Loco, and then they also own subdomains. So they understand what they're doing. The person in charge of Melee is like very good at technology. They're not Wizards of the Coast. There are a number of cash prize community tournaments. There's one this weekend. See, there you go. I don't know. I play games pretty casually these days. Mostly just play for fun, so. Nah, not really planning to dip into any other card games at this point, Plexigadio. Like I said, I got invited to a 32-player Runeterra tournament next weekend, or at the end of the month, and I actually decided to decline playing in it because I'm just not, like, I didn't have decks that I really loved playing, and, like, if I don't have a deck that I love playing, I'd rather just not play in an event. Alright, so they could definitely be a Ruination deck, and they could definitely be a Vengeance deck. So I think I want to get Vi to 10 power, so she levels here, but I think I want to spread out my outrageous gems while doing so. So I think we go gem this, she goes to 7, gem this, she goes to 8, gem her, she goes to 10. And we'll open attacks here for 17. With a deal 3 in hand. What other CCGs have you played? How does Runeterra compare to them? I have played almost every card game you could think of. And I think Runeterra has the best core card game gain engine of any of them. I think on a fundamental level, the core game mechanics of what Runeterra is doing is better than any other game I've ever played. Really, really love the base game that Runeterra has. And on top of that, I think, I have played Fisher-Price Magic. Sorry, I mean Eternal card game. On top of Runeterra having what I think is the best rules engine for a core gameplay, I also think Runeterra has, the best consumer model. Like, both the free-to-play aspect and the pay-to-play aspect of Runeterra is just phenomenal. It's just so much better than every other card game out there. Wow, Warping Whale. Foo. So, I could have played around this by putting a gem on here. This is a card I was not playing around after the Avalanche. I was expecting a second Avalanche, which is why I didn't burn a gem. Is it worth Pale Cascading to save this? I feel like it's not. I think I'm just gonna let this happen. I think I want to cantrip this later. So, the way the priority system in this game works, you can't get excited and cascade there because this is burst. Invisible to the ignorant. Got 9 power. They got a lot of cards, chat. Got a lot of cards. Guiding Touch here is actually quietly great because it lets me cantrip this while still potentially opening attacks. Gonna try and put them to 5 here because they have a deal 3, and if they try and use grasp, I want to save whatever they're grasping with Pale Cascade. God, that's a lot of spells. Hey, don't have another one. Don't have another one. Don't have another one. Nailed it. To be less facetious about, wow, that is some good RNG. They hit Doom Beast on the random generator. To be less snarky about Runeterra, to be less snarky about Eternal, I think Eternal's a fine card game. It's just way too close to Magic for my liking. And, like, if I wanted to play Magic, I'd just go play Magic. It's basically like the TLDR on my feelings about Eternal. So this is dealing 1 to everything. I pumped this up, even though it's still going to trade in combat, because it has Overwhelm. So I wanted to not only kill their 3-2, but also punch them in the face for a bunch here. It's unfortunate. Someone asked, is there a ramp deck? Yeah, my opponent's actually playing a ramp/control deck.
The moon is our queen, the night her kingdom.
So playing this Diana out turns this Diana into a Pale Cascade, which is lovely. We'll go ahead and pass here. Gift Giver is great because it gives me a good enabler for my Nightfall.
They say these were from the Protector himself. Pure truth.
I don't think I want to go too far in on this because they did show us Vengeance earlier. No Trundle yet, no War Mother's Calls. Pretty decent for us. There we go. It's a little bit late here. No blocks. Go to 10.
Follow my blade!
Arise in our time of need.
Man, that's close. That's close. Do I just take the gems? It gives them a blocker. They get the blocker either way, right? Even if I Bastion this, they still get the spider. How do we feel about stack 3 gems? Yeah, I agree that burst spells need an okay option. Big agree on that. I think I put 2 gems here, 1 gem. Actually, if they block this here and eat that, that's fine. I think I just put 3 gems on my Overwhelm and attack here.
No more lies.
They'll block here. They take 4, 5 down to 6. I have lethal with these.
Isn't that the best you got?
This is gonna level up into the 9/9. So I probably need to go for lethal next turn.
Stand a chance!
Excuse me? Yes. Yes. Vengeance me, daddy. Oh, yeah. Quite the atrocity we have here. That's a, okay, they're probably gonna, like, blow us out now that I gloated, but nailed it. Juju Gaza B, thank you for the 52 months of support. That is an absurd duration of time. Thank you for keeping me around. I appreciate it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. I like it. Get greedy, get punished. Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight, by the way, and a whole bunch of people that hung out from Born by God's Host. Really appreciate the people dropping in. If you're new to the channel, like I mentioned earlier, I stream full time. If you enjoy Constructed Runeterra, we play a ton of Constructed Runeterra, and usually we do a lot of different decks. Usually I play decks for 60 minutes to 2 hours, depending on how they're going and how I'm feeling. I was gonna wrap up with some Morrowind tonight, but I think I might do a second Runeterra deck since we had so many people hang out. Push Morrowind to another day. Yeah, if you like uncommon decks, I just linked my website there that has my Runeterra videos on it. There's also a Runeterra decks button up there that has this and 4 other off-meta decks that I think are reasonably competitive. They are playing Mono Trundle, so it could be some kind of harrowing Trundle deck. I think I'm full mulligan here, right? Like, this hand's pretty mediocre. And honestly, maybe it's right to keep a Bastion if I'm expecting them to be pretty controlling. At a minimum, I'm mulliganing these. I think I'm supposed to full mulligan and just look for threats, though. Hand's pretty awkward without them. No good enabler for these just yet, but we do have a Vi to start, so that's not terrible. Really looking for one of our 1-drops by next turn. This hand is kind of poopy. It's not. This is our first time in almost an hour and a half that we've been awkward though, so I think our mix of stuff is pretty okay. We did full mulligan. I think it's just Naked Crescent Guardian here. It's not exciting, but it's better than burning our mana. Yeah, a lot of the decks here are viewer submissions, so the deck queue is actually kind of short right now, so there aren't a ton of things in there for Runeterra. People on my channel are a little bit more excited about Magic at the moment because Magic's got a new patch coming, but this deck originally was actually what I call a build-around submission, where someone was like, hey Jeff, can you brew something with Diana and Vi in it around gems? And I was like, yes. Or they asked for Vi with gems, and Diana seemed like a good pairing, and it was just sweet, so we've been playing it. Deck for 3? They're not blocking, right? Because I have Infinite Pale Cascades. How's the patch feel? The patch goes live tomorrow. Who knocks? They post their patch notes a day in advance. Would I be willing to play Harrowing Trundle again? 1000%. I think that deck's really sweet. So now, since I played a unit out, I can go ahead and put a Zenith Blade on here, which will draw us another Zenith Blade, because it's Daybreak. Then we can go ahead and play out Lenari Shadestalker with that Nightfall trigger, all whilst triggering our Vise here. I don't think that Israel change does anything meaningful. So if you're interested in my thoughts on the patch notes that they put up, I'm going to post a full response video on it on YouTube tonight after I stop being live. But yeah. All right, so they have 10 total mana here. They could be a Ruination deck, so I think I'm supposed to open on attacks, which feels kind of bad. Yeah, I do Harrowing Trundle again today for a $30 tip box. I appreciate the support. Do I want to play around Ruination, chat? A lot of these decks just play Icequake. I'm gonna play Baby Vi. Maybe we'll still do some Morrowind after the second deck. We'll see how I'm feeling.
They're out there. I'll spot them.
Okay, no sweeper is great. Yeah. I don't know. So, like, there's a real give and take here. Vi survives both Icequake and Avalanche, and these survive Avalanche as well, and this survives Icequake. And I think they're more likely to have the non-Ruination sweepers than they are to have Ruination. So I think I like playing Vi, because if I don't play Vi, just these two aren't really enough to help me pressure them out of the game, I don't think. So I think like you kind of get caught in a catch-22 if they have the Ruination, but a lot of times I think they don't. What time the patch for Runeterra goes live? Usually about noon central, like 10 a.m. PST, I believe. 10 to 11 a.m. PST is usually when their patches roll out. What you got? You have a Vengeance. That's rude. I think and this is why I played the weaker Vi to start here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just cash in a Pale Cascade to cantrip and draw deal 2 here. Like getting in your deal 2 draw card early is often good. It also technically heals this for 1. Runeterra has felt like Magic lately. Ramp everywhere. Big disagree. I also think if you think the ramp in Runeterra feels like Magic's ramp, you don't really have an appreciation of why ramp in Magic has been so obnoxious. They're like, and one of the nice things about Runeterra with things like Mobalytics, we can like look at the ladder data objectively and see what play rate decks have. So I know anecdotally it can be easy to focus in on things, but when the anecdotes pile up like that, it's generally best to focus on like what is objective reality. I think I'm just playing the other Vi out here, huh? Try and set up for a decent open attack next turn. Is there a link to the changes? Yeah, I think we had a command. There we go. Look at that. Exclamation point patch notes. God bless the mods. Do I want to give Vi Overwhelm? So Vi sucks against Vengeance, even if we open attacks. I kind of like playing Zenith Blade here, because again, I feel like the only thing that really punishes me is Ruination, and that card's not super popular. And well, rephrase. It's not that it's not super popular, but it's usually not a 3 of. Like the Trundle deck we're gonna play later tonight, it's not a 3 of in. We'll see if they frowny face to troll us, or if they really don't have anything. It looks like they really don't have anything, so that's great. Well, they no longer have Icequake mana up, right? So we're just like going for it. Crescent Guardian here. Just gonna try and run them down. They could have another Vengeance here. They do have 7 mana. And they gave us the Brownie face, so they could be playing us with the emotes. Hey, do you have the thing, or are you dead? They're technically going to 0 with those blocks. The fact that they're blocking here makes me think they probably don't have the second Vengeance. Vengeance also isn't a card that frequently gets played as a lot of. So they could have another. I think we might play 2 Vengeance tonight. Harsh Winds. Yes, I think that card is very, very good and generally underplayed. I think we Pale Cascade here. She has Overwhelm. Yeah, that's the other great thing about Mobalytics is you can look at it and look at data based on what rank it's being played at too. So that only noobs play this deck, or this deck's being held up by noobs or whatever. Those kind of narratives can be pushed out by reality. You know what? I was gonna make a comment about reality, and that reminded me I forgot to throw. I was gonna throw a Biden-Harris banner in my advertisement rotation. I'll have to remember to do that for tomorrow's stream. Make a note about that. Putting the Biden-Harris banner in the ticker gives new people a heads up of what they should expect here. I think we've played all the Zenith Blades already, right? Yeah, because I put one on her, and I put one on this earlier. Guiding touch here and see what happens. I think we're still just doing this, right? And then next turn, we'll go Jury Rig, open attacks. And then, well, Pale Cascade triggered, because these are bursts, so we can do these and then still open attacks. Actually, do I end on just get excited their face here? That's probably the play, right? And then I just play one of these out next turn. This card's so good. Got it. You killed him, Jim. Murderer!
I don't need a plan. Eat this!
They did show us Harsh Winds. We could get Harsh Winds again here and they could survive. Does this kill them? If they Harsh Winds me, this is 3 and 3 potentially.
That stands for victory.
Yeah, I think this deck's super sweet. I'm also super biased because I like both the champions in it. And Diana's probably my favorite champion in the game right now. Hey, Witch Doc. Yeah, today was really swell. Kids' classes went well. Took a walk around the neighborhood. We played some Horizon Zero Dawn on stream for the first time this morning. That game was really sweet. Definitely plan to continue my playthrough there. So they're playing Nocturne Diana. I think I'm supposed to mulligan to get excited. I'm going to keep the Dustbringers. It might be right to keep those because they kill their champions, though. Mulliganing aggressively with this deck, if your start's not ideal, tends to be good because having Vi in your opener has a lot of upside to it. Yeah, and I think one of the things I really enjoy about this deck, Blue Perfection, is I feel like, unlike like the Lulu Demacia decks and the Demacia aggro decks in general, and like the Noxious aggro decks, like they're very powerful, but I feel like they don't give me as many decisions as this deck does, and all the combat tricks in this deck really give you a lot of play in a way that I really enjoy. They fixed the PC issues for Horizon. So I have a 2080 Super graphics card, and we had some stuttering on high and medium, but I didn't have any crashes, and it played smooth for me on lower settings.
No recourse.
As someone who's currently playing through Morrowind for the, 20 years later, I don't really play games for the graphics, so I was getting to enjoy and experience the storyline on lower settings with no issues today. I mostly just have a beefy graphics card because it's a business expense that I get to write off, so I might as well buy a nice one. Yeah, actually, so, Declan and I have played through the first 2 chapters of the Portal co-op off-stream, which has been great. Really, honestly surprised at how well he's taken to the problem solving in the game. It's been really, really sweet watching him learn his way through it. That's rude.
Night descends. I will be heard.
Yeah, I have not been streaming with Declan. It's been just father-son time where I don't have to be on. I think we're just giving Diana the clap here. Just like ditch the jury rig and kill her. I do plan to finish my single player campaign on Stream Fox, so I think next week I'm gonna try and fit in 3 variety segments in the evenings. So I'm gonna finish. I've never played the Portal 2 single player all the way through, so I'm gonna finish that on stream. Yeah, my kids, I've liked my kids a lot better as they've gotten older. Like, I love them, obviously, always. Like, Haley's great at 3 months old. She's a wonderful little girl, but, like, the fact that my kids can, like, actually play games now is just so awesome. Really, really enjoy being a parent more as the kids have become more functional. Wait till they carry. I am really looking forward to the reading level up. There's a lot of really good level up moments, like potty trained, can wipe their own butts, can work their own smartphones. They don't have to ask me to play or pause their TV show that they're watching. Yes, my 5 and 6-year-olds have their own smartphones. Don't judge me. I did it at the start of this stream, Psycon, so it'll be up as its own YouTube video tonight after I'm done. Yeah, and I agree, Lee Sin's gonna go on a lot of sweet things. Big agree.
Scared? I don't blame you.
So, Pale Cascade lets us level Vi here, which is kinda sick. Assuming we don't get hushed.
Daylight fades and dusk soothes. As the moon rises, quiet reflection begins.
So I assume this is gonna block here. They'll take 3.
Not sway me.
Lee Diana day 1. Yeah, definitely. In fact, a shell similar to this could be good with Lee Diana. Because the gems play well with Lee as well, because they're cheap spells to level him up. You pair Diana with everyone, because Diana is the best champion in Runeterra. Stand up for a bit, huh? Stretch my old man bones out. It's a Zenith Blade Vi here and mess them up next turn.
Clad in shining sunlight.
May I ask what kind of standing desk I have? I have an Uplift brand desk, which in terms of stability and price was good, but the quality of the electronics in it are kind of bad. I frequently have to manually reset the controller, and it, like, stops halfway up or halfway down pretty consistently. So if you can afford a different brand, there's a reason why Uplift is, like, one of the cheapest on the market. Yeah, if they don't have Hush, we get to kill them here, which is sick. We have Vi's Champ Spell rolled up here to give this a bunch of +2s, and she has Overwhelm. So you get to, like, hook this, Overwhelm for a bunch, punch them for 5. Actually, I don't even need to do this, right? Alright, now we need to do it. Yeah, no problem, gaming.
Coming. There's the 1-2 punch.
Veridesk is one I've heard a lot of good things about. Oh, yeah. Feels good. Feels good. We haven't had a good, clean Vi kill yet tonight. That's a good one to end this deck on. Love it.
Victory.
I agree, Percy. The fact that Magic is rotating on Thursday and Uro is still standard legal and he's still legal in every Magic format is just so incredibly offensive. Like, I'm gonna play some Magic because Magic pays my bills, but if I'm being brutally honest, I am not optimistic about Magic's future because of the way they balance their game. I just don't think they're good at it, and I just definitely enjoy Runeterra a load more in that respect. I honestly don't think I'd change any cards in here. I think the mix of what this deck has going on feels really close to right. I think if you wanted to play with some slots, Blue Perfection, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I really appreciate that. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. For people that are new to the channel, like I said, this is my full-time job, so I appreciate the people that sub to support my content. A lot of the reasons why I stream Magic is because it does pay my bills, and if I'm able to accumulate more Runeterra subs, I do plan to do more Runeterra and less Magic eventually. To finish on this, I think if you're looking to play with some slots, I feel like Bastion is probably the most situational card in this deck. And I think you could probably experiment with Bastion being other cards that help you find things like Vi and Diana more consistently. So like someone had mentioned Rummage earlier, which could maybe be worth checking out. Since we have Jury Rig, you could go up Zonite Urchin perhaps. I think what Precipic said there is also correct. I think trying like you look at the core of this deck, there aren't a ton of Piltover cards in it, right? And while the Piltover cards are good, I think trying the new updated Lee Sin in this shell with a couple of other Iona cards also sounds really appealing and something that I would like to try out. All right, what are we doing? So we're going to do a second Runeterra deck tonight. I'm going... Oh, is there a patch? There's another update? There's another update, apparently. All right, we're going to do some harrowing